Okay, hello, everybody. Uh, is the microphone working? Happy Daddy's Day, yes. So, hello, everybody. As you can see, this is a drawing stream and stuff. We're gonna do some drawing requests that I got, and I'll, like, depending on how much time I have, because I think I only have a couple hours, like, of course I have a brain fart. I can also take a few drawing requests from the chat as well, but I also want to work on some comic pages for the remake that I've been doing. Why is there a YouTube ad? Anyway. So, we are gonna do some drawing requests, some comic pages, if I have time. And some other fun stuff, whatever this entails. So I have some notes with me, because as it turns out from the last time I tried streaming, I cannot talk at length on stream without having notes in my face at all times. You know, typical stuff. So... yeah, let's, we can get right into it. Maybe we can start off with something simple. B-Mant said, I suppose if requests are happening, any chance you can draw an ant? Yes. An ant. It's ant time. So like, why not? We can start with an ant. Do I make it simplified, or do I just make it hyper-realistic? That'd take too much time, though. Also, you may have noticed that there is a little music loop in the back. There is music in my streams now, hooray. So they're literally just loops I threw together in GarageBand in an hour, but it's fine. So, ants. Let's see. First we draw the head. And with a little top hat, yes. Draw the antenna thingies. I still have to put the top hat. Should I put that later or... screw it. Maybe I can just put them behind the put it behind the antenna here. There we go. It needs to be thick. Why did I say that? How many legs do these guys have? Hold on. How many leggies? Oh. Looks like they have 6 or something, judging by the picture that I just saw on Google. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. I think the legs are too short. Let me just fix that. Oh, okay, I think that leg is a little more ant-like. Might need to make this smaller. There we go. I think it has, the other 4 legs come from this mid section, I think. So let me just erase that. So funny story, I don't know if anyone else used to do this, but when I was a kid, I would just, like, pick up ants and let them crawl all over me and stuff. That kind of came to an end when an ant tried to bite me, but yeah. Never did that again. You gotta love ants. And I've gotten good at identifying which species are dangerous. I'm pretty sure fire ants are dangerous. But, oh yeah, some of them are, yeah. I would eat them. Would ants even taste good, though? Harvester. Oh, God. I think I've heard of them. Some people use them season. Oh. I've never eaten ants. Like, the stomach acid burned so dully that it was sweet. Oh. Harvester ants are big and fast, and some species are mean. Yeah, I feel like bugs are scary sometimes. But I think this is the ant done. I'm debating whether I should color it in. Not that I've eaten an ant I would feel too bad about. Real. Chat. Yes, chat. Trap giants. I don't think I've ever seen trap giants before. Because, usually where I'm from, we get, like, the little black ants. Sometimes we get red ants, but, like, I don't... Yo, it's just me on Twitch. Yes, yes, welcome. They are in South and Central... Oh, okay, okay. The drawing is cute, thanks. If you're in North America or Europe, you'd see mostly species of fire ants. Yeah, that checks out. Maybe carpenter ants in California, but I don't know much about carpenter ants of other regions. Yeah. So I think that's the ant done. Might just keep it simple, because there are other drawing requests I want to get to. But I don't know, maybe I'll color it. Let's see, who else? Because I did get a couple of drawing requests before the actual stream itself, and I want to get to those too. Teruka Tsukage said, draw squiggly from Skullgirls after, please. Yeah, I can do that. 1 second. I think one of my friends used to play Skullgirls, but I could never get into it. So, let's see. The name Squiggly is familiar, though. Let me just grab some reference. Grabbing some reference like a professional, I feel so accomplished. Question, any qualms with using your art for profile pictures with credit? Yeah, as long as you credit me, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it, but like I said, I really would appreciate credit. Anyway, I gotta drink my tea before we start. Yes. Hold on. Here you go. Screenshot away. Twitch is empty. Yeah, real. Can you draw PMD-OCs, or Pokemons in other words? So like Pokemon OCs? Cause, sorry, I'm not like, I can't say I'm super into Pokemon, even though I've played Pokemon Sun. I do think I have I'm pretty sure I have Pokemon Moon 2 and Pokemon Shield, but I haven't started either of those yet. Appreciate it. Yes. Okie dokie. So. Time for the next request. Oh geez. And there's the spaghetti I had for lunch causing havoc in my stomach. That's fun. So. Squiggly. Sorry, I'm trying to think. But yeah, I had a friend who played Skullgirls for a time. I don't know if they still play it. I'm gonna have to ask, actually. Let's see. So, what can I talk about while I'm drawing? There's a bullet point that says, "My mom crashed out over pickled onions." I don't know if anyone wants to hear about that. This is an actual thing that happened. It was actually kind of funny. What program do you use to draw? Clip Studio Paint EX. I used to use Clip Studio Pro, but I made the switch to EX in March, I think. Yeah, it was March. I'm gonna have to go because Father's Day stuff, but I'll hopefully drop it back in later. Oh, okay. Have fun with the Father's Day stuff. What are you doing? I'm doing drawing requests and maybe some comic pages if I have time for this one project I'm doing that I want to finish. Because it's been too long. It's been 84 years. Is it just me? She looks roundish in the official art, so I think I have to fix that. Oh yeah, I mean Pokemon OCs from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I'll see what I can do. If they're your OCs, like, do you have any visual reference that I can use? Because I think that would depend on the circumstances. Let me flip this back around. Do you have something that you struggle the most with in art? Well, I would say backgrounds and also hands. Hands are the bane of my existence. Who invented hands? Because, like, hands have always been, like, a bother to draw. Because of all the shapes and stuff. And, like, from my personal experience, one little slip-up will ruin how the whole hand looks. And then it just looks bad. And before you know it, you have a full-blown existential crisis on your hands. And you wonder, what am I doing here? And then it just becomes one big spiral of why hands are so hard to draw. Or something. So it's been a while since the last time I streamed, which was in November. Hilariously, it was called Introvert Tries Doing a Drawing Stream or something. Which I think is pretty accurate. There was a lot of me being nervous and trying to draw my webcomic without having 28 existential, nervous, dread moments at the same time. I do want to stream more, though, so... because I want to get into the hang of it. I do want to do something... I do want to do a special stream for my birthday, because that's coming up. I don't know if it'll be another drawing stream. Well, it's probably gonna be another drawing stream, but I have to decide what the subject matter is gonna be. That voice crack is amazing. Let me have another sip. Hands and feet kill me. Same. Hands are difficult sometimes. They are. They really are. I do have a bullet point saying more shorts, and I do want to make more YouTube shorts, because I don't feel like I've been doing enough, and I've heard they can get a lot of views depending on... I don't want to say circumstances, but I'm not sure how else I can put it. I think they have a... might be the broader reach or the replay value or something. But, yeah, hopefully there will be more shorts coming to the marvelous and iconic YouTube space soon. And, well, by that I mean my shorts, because I want to do more of those, but hopefully you get what I mean. Let's see. What else is going on with current events? I mentioned membership rewards a while ago. There, I haven't launched membership rewards just yet, but I want to do that soon. I've already decided what's gonna go into each tier. But I think I want to make the first batch of rewards before I roll that out, or I don't know. Maybe I might just launch them and make the batch for the following month. We'll see how that goes. I also want to do a Patreon, because I've been thinking about that for a while. The rewards there might be the same. I'm also bad at perspective, but otherwise I love art. That's so real. Like, who... Okay. Who invented perspective? Why is it a thing that exists? Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Like, it's so hard to get the hang of. Because it's kind of like the same thing with hands. One little mistake and your whole piece is ruined. It's not fun. Let's, algorithms and stuff. Real. Let me just see something real quick. Okay. I might just do a sketch in the interest of time, and if I have time I can, like, clean it up or do some line art later. But I might just stick to sketch for now. So... Wait, her other eye's obscured by her hair, never mind. Has anybody seen any movies recently? Because there was one that I watched, I think last week, that I really liked. I feel like I'm currently struggling the most with clothing folds. Yeah, I get that. What really helps, though, are, like, breaking it down into geometric shapes, like squares and circles and triangles, that sort of thing. Because when you really think about it, it's just... It just boils down to what kind of shapes make up that fold. I don't know if I'm wording it correctly. It might be different for you, but personally it helped me a lot. And reference too, because, like, actually studying how the clothes fall on a person's arm or something is also very beneficial. Lilo and Stitch, which my sister dragged me to. Oh. I saw the original when I was a kid. But I've also heard a lot of opinions about the remake, because I know they changed quite a few things. I saw the Phoenician scheme last week, because I heard it was supposed to be good. It's a comedy / thriller. I think it's directed by the same person who did the... What was it called? The Budapest Grand Hotel? It is a very quirky sort of film too. But I really enjoyed it. Let's just say there are very interesting ways in which the main character tries making business deals with his business partners. There was this one scene that I thought was pretty funny. It involves turning a train sign into a basketball hoop, and for the sake of spoilers, that's probably all I'm gonna say. Yeah, there were some changes to the movie. Oh. Yeah. A friend of mine saw the new How to Train Your Dragon movie and she said it was good. Oh, nice. I could never get into How to Train Your Dragon, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see it. I still haven't made a decision on that. Where should I do the thing? I've never seen the original either. Real. So... what else is on the list of things I wanted to talk about? So, I'm almost at 10,000 subs on YouTube, which is lit. I have a couple of ideas for what I want to do to celebrate. How am I gonna draw this thing? I was debating drawing some of my subscribers' OCs. I'm not 100% sold on that yet, but there's a pretty good chance I'm gonna do something like that. So, more on that story as it develops. Let me just... Is this PewDiePie? No, this is Patrick. So, another thing I wanted to talk about is Art Fight, which is coming up in a couple weeks. I've been wanting to do Art Fight for a while, but, like, I'm still trying to figure everything out, like, preparations, what I have to do, that sort of thing. But it seems like a lot of fun. It starts in 2 weeks, though, so I don't know if I would have enough time to prepare, or if I'm cooked. I might be cooked. I'm literally prepping for Art Fight right now. Oh, nice. Is this your first year doing it, or have you done it before? Last year was my first, and it was a lot of... Ooh. I'll see what I can throw together in, like, 2 weeks, then. Everybody pray for me. I don't know if I'm just gonna end up rushing everything. Same, I wanted to try Art Fight, but don't know how to start. Yeah, that was literally my problem. Cause, like, do you start with character references, or, like, setting up the bio for your profile in this site? There's a lot of great videos on that. Oh, okay. I'll see which ones I can find. I'm debating which characters I should include too, because I have a lot. It's hard when you tend to create OCs en masse. The other predicament is that some of those OCs tend to get thrown on the back burner, unfortunately. There are a few OCs of mine, particularly from high school. Middle and high school, probably. They kept switching. They kept jumping from story to story a lot. I'm still, like, maybe one of these days I can get a proper story for those OCs. Alas, only time will tell. Oh, Opal's here. Heyo. Skullgirls, yes. Squiggly is my favorite. She's like what? Oh, is she? Like I said, I couldn't really. I haven't played Skullgirls because I couldn't really get into it, but her design looks really cool. Why did I do the friggin' neck first? I think I'm gonna, there we go. New layer. Look at those cheekbones. Okie dokie. I have a feeling I'm gonna screw this part up. I'm sorry in advance. Actually, let me just do... Leviathan do got them refined gentlemanly cheekbones. Oh my gosh. Well, you're not wrong. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere with it. I just have to do the eye and the ear looking things. Are those horns? That just goes to show how knowledgeable I am. Great treasure trove of information. It's okay, if you try playing Skullgirls online, you'll end up getting looped by high-ranked players. Oh. Real. I think I unlearned how to draw a shoot. Oh no. Oh boy. So, what else is on my notes? The last bullet point I wrote down is literally called, I discovered professional slapping. I don't know if anyone wants to hear the story behind that. Do tell. Like, I can't even remember if it came up on the algorithm. Or, like, if it landed on my YouTube front page. But, like... There was this video I found. And it was literally just people competitively slapping each other for some reason. Like, I had, like, some of these people were, like, knocking each other out by slapping each other hard enough. I didn't know you could do that until I watched the video, and, like, okay, it's kind of like, it's like a train wreck. It's low-key horrifying, but you can't stop watching it. Like, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Oh, Russian slapping contests? Yeah, sort of, but I found this other thing called Power Slap. Anybody bought the Nintendo Switch 2? I got the original Switch a few years ago, but one of my friends said that a major difference with the Switch 2 is that you have to download the games. Like, I think what she said is you can't get the physical copies of the games on the Switch 2 like you can with the Switch, like you can with the OG Switch, which I think is, I don't know, it's really strange to me. Because, like, why would you limit it to a digital download? Well, again, I don't know if it's true. A friend of mine said the resolution is higher and stuff. Oh. Piracy would be so easy. Oh, dang. But thinking about it, like, yeah, I think it would be... I think piracy would be easier if it was just digital downloads, but I'm not, like, an expert on that. Not that I condone it. Yeah, same. Because, like, I try to get all my stuff legally. Do not do crime, folks. That is illegal. Couple more things I need to do. Some said the Switch 2 was hacked. Wait, really? Because I didn't hear anything about it possibly being hacked. I just heard the possibility of digital downloads. Let me... I think I can do a different color line art. Let's see. No, go back. I know the Switch 2 is now on par with every other console. We're at the peak. The Switch 2 has more games now. Oh, really? Let me just do some cleanup, and I think... La 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 la. This kind of reminds me of the one time my parents and I had this tour in Italy, and the tour guide would start breaking out into song randomly. Good times. So I think that's squiggly done. Unless... maybe I can do some really simple shading, but other than that... I think sometimes you just want to figure out real. Leviathan looks so oh my gosh. I hope I have done a passable job. It's really funny that for 2 generations, Sony had to console where everyone said PlayStation has no games. Wait, is that actually true? Like, I don't know how big the area of games is for the PlayStation, because I never had any PlayStation consoles, so I don't know how true that would be. Or how much truth there is to that statement. But yeah, there are 2 more that I want to... Heard that was the case for the PS5. Oh, okay. But I don't have one. Yeah, I don't either. It's a joke on PlayStation barely has any exclusives. Oh. So there's 2 more drawing requests that I got earlier this week. And I guess I should say earlier this month too, because one of them was from about a month ago. But I wanted to see if I can get to it here, since I'm doing drawing requests. May I clip that squiggly image? Oh, yeah, sure. Let's see. I gotta get a good shot. Mind the ant. Yeah, here you go. You can do it, we believe in you. Yes. You take drawing requests. Yeah, I'm taking drawing requests as of right now, but, I want to make some time to work on some comic pages during the stream. I might be going for another hour, maybe another hour and a half, we'll see. But there are 2 more that I want to get to, and I think I can start that right now. So the first one was a request that I got earlier this week to do Cypher from Honkai Star Rail, as requested by this person. The request was made on the community post on my stream announcement, and I am a person of my word, so... I think this same person also requested Frolova from Wuthering Waves, but I know about the Frolova request was about a month ago, but I want to at least get to Cypher. Behold. I haven't played Star Rail in more than a year. I actually haven't touched it since Firefly released, but, behold. Cat. So... let me get to that. Because again, I am a person of my word. That kind of sounded cringe, I'm sorry. I think there is this one emoji in the game where she's biting her own tail. I'll see if I can do that in my own style, because it's... I'm not gonna lie, that emoji was really cute. Okay, emoji obtained. There she is. Might not be one-to-one, I might just base my little sketch off of the emoji. So here we go. You should probably have her in-game model. That's really cute, yes. I'm gonna flip the canvas in a bit, because this is probably gonna look a little wonky when I flip it. Remember to flip your canvases, folks. I have a note that says, should I do a cooking stream? Because there was a joke I made in my most recent video about making homemade gnocchi. I tried making it once, but gnocchi typically requires the use of potatoes, I think, because I think traditionally it's a potato-based pasta, but I didn't drain enough water from the potatoes after I boiled them, so the gnocchi turned out pretty watery. It was sad and a mess, mostly sad. If I do try it again, I'm gonna try to drain as much water from the potatoes as I can. Let's see. Let me just fix this. Oh god. So, I mentioned my most recent video where I tried remaking one of my old comics that I did in college. I had to break it up into 2 parts because of some technical hiccups. Part 1 is up now. Part 2 is being worked on. I want to get it out soon, but I think the thing is, I was running the risk of working myself too much with the first part, and I want to find some sort of work-break balance without having my brain cells self-destruct in the process, because that would be really bad. My mom said they're kind of annoying to make. Yeah. What next? Oh. let's, gotta draw the face before I do anything else. Noses. Let me just redraw the eye. What else? As I said earlier in the stream, there is a bullet point in my notebook that says my mom crashed out over pickled onions. I still think that one was kind of funny. I don't know if anyone wanted to hear that, or maybe we can yap about something else. Who knows, I don't. But, yeah. Drawing requests don't necessarily have to be made whenever I actually stream. Like, when I drop announcements, you can make requests there and I'll see if I can get to them. Because drawing stuff is fun. Let me just flip this around. Ah, the other eye. The other bane of my existence. That doesn't look so bad so far. No, wait. Oh yeah, let's hear it. So. Wait, the pickled onions I was mentioning? Okay, so there I was. So my mom and I got salads for dinner. This was probably like a few days ago. I'm not usually a salad person, because a lot of leafy greens for me taste like wet paper, but that's a little besides the point. My point is, I will not name the establishment, but there is a salad there with pickled onions in it, and my mom really likes pickled onions. Well, the pickled onions there anyway. So we get the salads. My mom is opening hers up, and she notices that they didn't put the pickled onions in. She got so mad. Like, she still ate the salad, but she's like, I'm gonna write a complaint letter in a few minutes. I don't think she ever got around to that, but oh my gosh. She was cursing up and down over pickled onions. Which is honestly real on one hand. On the other hand, writing a letter of complaint over pickled onions is... I don't know what it is about that, but it's funny and horrifying at the same time. That's kind of relatable, yeah. I want to flip this around. Can't forget the tail. Or maybe I should just draw the rest of the bust before I get to that, because I don't want to be setting myself up for... I don't want to say failure, but something in that area. It's almost 4:30 where I am, so when I do get to the comic pages, I might just stick to, like, flat colors and shading and whatnot. Shading takes a hot minute, so might just do a couple panels. Because I don't want to drag this stream out for too long. Let's see. I should probably do the hair on a new layer. Because if I screw this up, I am probably going to cry in my bathtub later. And that would be bad. Goes out like that. I mean, if you're looking forward to those onions and don't even get them, I'd be annoyed too. Yeah. Not enough to write a complaint, though. Also very true. Because, like, would it warrant, would that sort of thing warrant a complaint? Because that's the thing. Forgetting that I have drawn on a new layer in real time. That's a typical Sunday afternoon, folks. So, one other thing that I wanted to talk about, like, has anybody ever tried building a website or, like, a portfolio sort of thing? Because I had to do one in college, and I recently got to reworking it. Because it kind of needed an overhaul. Have you streamed before? I've streamed twice before. The first one was, drawing collab, and the second one was just working on my webcomic. This is my third stream? Yeah, it's my third stream. Also, hello. Hello. Ah. La 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 la. Speaking of me breaking out into song, let me know your thoughts on the GarageBand music I put together in, like, an hour for the sake of the stream, because my previous streams didn't have music before, because I didn't really know how to implement that. Took a little bit of problem solving, too. I just slapped some loops together that I thought sounded good. Because I'm not a musician by any means. I can't put a tune together to save my life. I played the violin for 5 years, and I can't remember how many years I spent playing the piano. But I got bored of that real quick. Tea. Alright, it's getting late for me. I gotta go. Have a nice stream. Oh, okay. Thanks for coming. I think background music helps with the vibe. Yeah, true. I think music just adds, just flavor blasts the whole thing. I think the bridge should be, the little bow should be higher. Let me just and I gotta add the detail here too. Although I don't know how much of it's going to be obscured by the tail, so let me test that out real quick. I'm speaking in the most dramatic way possible. May someone come forth so I may do battle with you over the school heart. Yes. Our battle will be legendary. Cannot forget to make the tail fluffy, because otherwise, what is the point? Okay, no, I'm joking. Not quite like that. Okay. Optimal fluff achieved, methinks. I don't know who this one is, so it'll be hard. I should have thought this through more. Real. Just got started on making some redesigns of the CV. Oh, nice. I actually have been contemplating doing some redesigns for that. I know someone else in the comments of that video suggested it. Who would I start with, though? And even then, I'm not sure if I should put it to a poll. But, who did you start with? Because there are quite a lot of characters to get through. I got her in 10 pulls with no pity and no guarantee. Oh, lit. Congrats. I am back, yes. Hello, hello. Doing one more drawing request, but once this is done, I'm probably gonna take a short break and then do as much comic work as my brain cells will allow. Her ears are under the hood. So let me do that. What else is on my convenient bullet point list of things to talk about? So has anybody been reading books or comics or manga or anything recently? I used to read a lot, but like with like work piling up, it takes me a long time to even finish a book, which is kind of unfortunate, but then again, you're not really supposed to rush through it. I don't know. I read about some Norse mythology. Oh, nice. But it's hard to find... I was actually just trying to get a sample idol with the shop credit stuff. Real. Can I ask for one? I'm not sure how much time I have left to stream and stuff. You can make a request now, and if for whatever reason I don't have time, I'll try to get to it in the next stream. I'm thinking of reading the Legend of Zelda manga I got. Oh, lit. But yeah, it's pretty hard to find time to read. At least for me, anyway. I used to have a lot of time on my hands, especially because I actually started out on BookTube, which is the subsection of YouTube where people talk about books. Did that for maybe a year, and then I made this switch to art-related videos. I still need to draw the hood. Dear God, what have I done? This shouldn't be too hard, though. Hopefully. Hoods have always been a little hard to draw for me, even with the reference. Like, I don't know if it's the opening of the hood or the shape of it or whatnot. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as hands, but it's one of several issues that continue to plague me. I think I have it down. Filling that back in. Gotta finish up the shape of the hood here, and then I can fill in the details. Yeah, let's just go with that. Can't forget this thingy. Just notice the hood is pointed at the top of the opening thing here. And clothes suck, so don't draw clothes, but then anatomy smacks you in the head with so does YouTube guidelines. That is so real. Who invented proportions? Doing the little details here. There's some stuff on the back of her hood too. That's the problem with designs that have this much detail. They can be great to look at if they're done correctly, but they are such a pain to draw. And there is such a thing as being too detailed. Might just simplify this. I don't know. Okay, she's almost done, so let me just do the finishing touches. How did I forget this? Okay. And I believe that is cipher done. I think that's gonna be the last of the drawing requests for this stream. Hoy oversaw. Yep. Wait a minute. I gotta fix something. I spoke too soon. But if you have any requests that you want me to do in a future stream, you can always, like, leave them in a community posts or in the comments of my videos, or things of that nature, and I will see if I can get to them. Obviously, don't feel obligated to just leave requests for the actual stream itself. You can drop requests in community posts when I do stream announcements or comments, like I said. But yeah. Okie dokie. So, those were all of the drawing requests that I got to do. Before I get to the comic pages, I think I'm gonna take a short break. I won't be gone too long, just a couple minutes. But, yeah. I think I'm gonna take a couple minutes to freshen up and whatnot, but I will be back in a couple minutes. Biting a sensitive tail seems like a decision that I would call someone dumb for, but would definitely do the same thing. That's real. Sent him on Twitter. Oh, okay. But yeah, I will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere, please. I'll probably cry. But for real though, I will be back Hold on to your seats, everybody. And we are back. So it's time to... Sorry, I had to scratch my head. Time to get some comic pages done. In the interest of time, I might just stick to, like, flat coloring or shading. But yeah. So does anyone want me to... Wait, what is that? Wait, is my microphone on? Because I turned it off during the break. Yeah, it's on. Don't worry, you guys will love it. I'm scared. Where should I start? Might just start here. I have to go back to the go back to this little document here, because that's where I kept all the shading and the highlight colors. Trust the person you met only half an hour ago. Real. So, for context, before we actually get into any work, this is the comic that I mentioned in my most recent video that I started. Progress has been made since then. I'm trying to get this done as soon as I can without destroying my brain cells. But, as I said earlier in the stream, this is a remake of a comic that I did in college. I've been wanting to remake this for a while, because do I want to unleash the horror of my old art on stream? I don't know. But this, and this comic, and, well, by extension, the original comic also is meant to be some sort of tie-in to a book I've been writing for a few years now. I had to completely overhaul the thing for a reason that would take a while to get into. But I figured, since I'm trying to get this done soon, what better than to work on it on stream? It's gonna be awesome. The progress looks good, I wouldn't stress. Oh, thanks. I'm trying not to stress about it either. But we'll see. The light switch is coming from over here, so, So I got multiple colors for the shading and the highlights depending on the scene and the atmosphere that I want for that scene. No, I don't want a series shortcut. I don't know if you saw that, but my computer does that sometimes whenever I press the command key, because I use a MacBook. It is a pain, because, like, sometimes you're trying to undo it, and before you know it, you've got that pop-up window. Did I ask for a shortcut, macOS? The answer is no. Wait, I want to do something under the glasses. What shading did I use? Oh. Man, I love rendering glass. But for real though, it's actually kind of fun. because that means I get to blend stuff. Same with rendering metal. I think metal's become my new favorite thing to render, honestly. Or at least one of my new favorite things. The fish version of the Arabian Sandboat. Oh. It's fun reworking on some old comics and mostly writing mine down. True. True. There's this one other remake I was working on that I still need to finish. We'll see how long that one takes. I do want to finish the other remake, like the big question though is one. Any person with fancy glasses like that are always trustworthy. True. He is a little eccentric, I guess, but at the end of the day, he is a trustworthy fellow. There is a bit of a method to the madness with this character. Sometimes I wonder why I use the lasso tool, because sometimes I have to, like, undo and redo everything. Although I can just do this. Can't really go wrong with a pen tool most of the time. If you want to get into like specific areas. What else? Because I don't want to forget anything. There's this blanket thing. This one I kind of had fun drawing during the sketch phase. Okay, maybe I should use the... There we go. Well, when this pure art is out to the public, we shall see, yes. It shall be glorious. Hopefully, my art will be unleashed to the greater public soon. And speaking of, I do plan on pitching the book that this comic is a tie-in to at some point in the near future, but I want to get it in a presentable condition before I even think about that. Because, like, in the querying space, one little slip-up can lead to a rejection of the manuscript. Because agents get, like, I think the number is hundreds of book queries a day. And, like, the little slip-ups I mentioned can come down to not researching what the agent in question is looking for, or, like, not structuring the query letter correctly. So it is a little stress-inducing, and, like, by a little I mean a lot. So that's something I want to heavily research on top of getting the book presentable before I even touch the idea of querying. Scary stuff, folks. What is that? There we go. Do a little drop shadow there. I want to... Let me see if I can render the lamplight and stuff. So, but I think that's the shading done. What color did I use? It's one of these two. This process seems like a speedrun to anxiety. Best of luck. Yeah, it is. It kind of is. But thanks. That's a good start. Why does that seem a little harsh? Let me redo that. I think that's a little better. And now for the other fun part. Adding highlights to everything where applicable. Just gotta do the hair here. Along with the additional highlights that I have to put in. this out. So what other fun events should we talk about on this glorious today, Sunday? I don't know. Do you plan on posting the viewer suggestion artworks anywhere? You'll most likely find them on my social media accounts. Pretty sure those are in the description. I'll probably put them in a community post too, after the stream's done. Swag, yes. I need to see that ant more. Your wish is my command. Behold. He needs a name. Huzzah, yes. And it's lopsided. I love that for me. You know what? Might make it marginally better. I've always struggled with rendering this part of the hair highlights. I think this style suits me, because I think what I'm trying to say is I struggled finding a style of rendering that I was happy with, but this has been working for me so far, but I might switch it up soon. Can't forget about this. Sir Anton the Third. Oh my gosh. Fun fact, if it's a masculine name, it would be a trans ant because all male ants have wings. Oh, lit. Wait, no, I think it would be coming from here. Am I the only one who kind of struggles with light source placement? Although I think what I'm trying to say is sometimes I forget where the light's supposed to be coming from, even after I've put an indicator for myself. I don't know if that's just a me thing. Wolfie's a good name for the ant, too. Can't forget this. I think that looks good. Maybe some more ambient lighting would really spice it up. But after this is done, I think I just have to color in the line art. Oh, wait a second. Forgot about this. Yo, hello. What is the most distinguished name you can think of for this fine fellow of an ant? Steve. I can't think of anything else right now. What would be a distinguished name for an ant that hasn't been suggested in the chat yet? Some sort of Victorian era name would be beautiful. True. Wonderful, I mean. Probably the same thing, let's be real. I want to color in the little gutter things. Let's see. Just so the contrast isn't so harsh. I didn't always color in line art, something that I only started doing a few years ago, but I kind of wish I discovered it sooner, because it's a very fun part of the drawing process for me. I think I need more water. There we go. I think I want to color in these too. So let me just do that. this too. Because it's behind the lens. Okay, so that's one panel done. There's my itinerary. I may have time for a couple more, so what are some panels that I want to shade in? Sir Anthony Stevanimus Patricia III is a wonderful name for them. Yes. What next? Maybe this page. Yeah, let's do this, because I think these are simple enough to bang out in half an hour. Let's go back to all the color swatches that I saved. You can hold tarantula hawk wasps? Wait, are those the ones who lay eggs inside tarantulas, or am I mistaken? Yes, it is. Oh, nice. They have the second most painful sting on the Schmidt pain index, only behind the bullet ant. Yeah, I think I heard about that. The new Castle Big Boy. Wait, is that the really big spider they discovered in, I think, Australia? I think it's twice the size of this one other spider. But I think they're both pretty dangerous. I want to do something a little dramatic with the lighting here, so... I think I've heard of the Goliath bird eater. I forget what they look like, though. The Goliath bird eater is a spider about the size of a dinner. Oh dear. Oh dear God. That's not horrifying. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if there was a spider that size in my house, I'd probably scream and poop my pants. Cause like... I'd be hard-pressed to name any other things I would do if I came across a spider that big. Cause I like the little... I don't mind the little jumping spiders. But it's the larger, it's the dangerous and larger ones that, kind of creep me out. If I see them in my house, it's not mine anymore, it's the spiders and I'm setting it on fire. That is so real. Who invented spiders? Or, I guess the more specific question is, who invented the really big scary tarantulas? And... other spiders, like the Newcastle Big Boy? Who decided to name it that, anyway? Because it's a great name and also hilarious, but I have several questions. Because, like, I don't know what the reasoning is behind naming one of the world's most dangerous spiders something like that. Although I guess the irony is pretty funny. I'm okay with most spiders as long as they aren't the size of my dog or will kill me. Yeah, honestly, same. Most large spiders are quite non-threatening to humans. Oh, really? Because I can't really say I'm a bug expert. I just... You know what's funny? I just thought of the dancing stick bug video. That... I think I saw on my Twitter feed a few years ago. And then I looked it up on YouTube a while after that. You stick bug yourself. You know what? Yes, I did. What concerns me is some people thinking it's a good idea to mix a spider with a butterfly. Wait, in the artistic sense, or if people actually tried doing that? theoretically we could genetically engineer ourselves with spider genes. Theoretically, but, like, what would even be the ramifications of something like that? Because I think there would have to be drawbacks, but also pros to the whole thing, like being able to climb on walls. Man spider. Why did I think of that one Smosh video? From like friggin' 2013 or something. There's a man spider from the Marvel animated universe. Someone modified themselves to remove their lactose intolerance for a while. Oh, wow. I know there's also been some research to try and reduce the... Did I just draw everything on a normal layer? Jeez. Drawing on the wrong layer. But, as I was saying, I know there's been research into trying to, like, reduce or remove food allergies for some people. Like, nut allergies and whatnot, but I think it... But I've heard it only works on a certain age group. I could be wrong, though. But I think it's really interesting. Because I am allergic to nuts, and if I could remove that allergy from my life in a heartbeat, I absolutely would. But I've had people say I'm not missing much. And I've heard that nuts don't really taste like anything noteworthy anyway. I don't know. There's an ad here. It's only permanently possible in embryos, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. They're one of many channels doing what I call crackhead science. Oh my gosh, amazing. Nuts are so tasty. Something unfunny and you end up... Oh my god. I would change my taste buds in a heartbeat. That's so real. I gotta save that. And this too. In the event that something goes south, which hopefully nothing happens. Plates time. Am I using the right color? Well, I can probably go back in after the stream to fix it. Notes are pretty good, but I'm allergic to both my pets, and that's not stopping me. Follow your non-existent peanut dreams and keep an EpiPen on hand. Yes. Fortunately, I've never had to use an EpiPen, but I always have Benadryl on me in case anything happens. My taste buds only allow me to eat, like, a limited amount of things. Oh. So is it, like, sensory issues, or just something outside of that? I want to know what the fuss with pizza is all about. I don't get why people like it so much. Yeah. There's really only a few pizzas that I really like. Like the margarita pizza. Sometimes I'll eat the stuff like a 4-cheese pizza, but when it comes to pizza, I'm not particularly adventurous. I'll take pasta instead. I've tried to eat pizza so many times and I physically can't. It tastes so bad to me. Yeah, that's valid. I don't know what it is about pizza that I don't particularly like. I have feelings towards pizza, but I've never been fully able to pin it down. Like, I couldn't really tell you if it's, like, the texture or the flavor profile. Although then again, flavor's not a big issue to me unless the food's bland. It's textures that I have a problem with. Or unless it tastes like dirt, which quite a few vegetables do to me. Where are the other two people? Where aren't the other two people? But I get how nerve-wracking it can be to type something in a stream chat, because I've been there before. So, like, obviously no pressure. I want to do this. There we go. I gotta do the background too. I've been humming that a lot. What are you drawing? I'm drawing this one short comic that I've been working on. I featured it in my most recent video. I wanna get it done soon, because I told myself I was gonna try and finish it in a reasonable amount of time. But I think I was risking overworking myself during the initial stretch of the work time period thing. Because I was starting to experience burnout, so I want to try and prevent that. I swear art is just magic to me. I have no idea how people can do it. That's real. All it takes is some enchanted spaghetti. I'm joking. I wish that was all it took. I think the one thing it really boils down to is a lot of practice. And a lot of art studies, too. Because studies are really beneficial in addition to reference. Mom, spaghetti! Sorry, I don't know if that was cringe. What's flatworm sword fighting? Should I be concerned? Practice art books and some reference. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Although I will confess, as I have in some of my previous videos, when I was a kid I used to think reference was cheating, which I really shouldn't have, but not exactly my best moment. That did turn around once I reached college, though. I'll do this. I've made a few artworks I'm proud of, but they're all super simplistic and still take me weeks to do. That's valid. I feel like we should normalize not having to do a rush job with our art. If we haven't normalized it already. color picking. No, that's... I gotta label these layers. I feel like I already said that. Okay, I think that's that panel done. I think I've got time for one more. So let's just get right into it. But let me label these first. What's most important for artists to have fun with it? Yeah, true. I have a lovely thing called dysgraphia, which, while it mostly impacts writing for me, it also manifests in a way that makes controlling my hands for drawing practically impossible. Oh, I actually didn't know that was a thing with... Neurological conditions, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Fun is key, but the only thing I could see working with you still getting sleep is blocking out an art and zooming in hard. Fun is a very important aspect of it. Did I forget a whole section of flat coloring? Let's see. There we go. Gotta fill in that selection. I do think I'm a pretty cool fellow, yes. Also, is that a bot in my Twitch chat? Anyway. You gotta love bots. I say sarcasmingly. I just made that word up. shading here. Wait, did Chamomile ever find out what flatworm sword fighting was? No, unfortunately. Does it mean what I think it means? Are there any innuendos I should be aware of? Because now that I think about it, that term is vaguely familiar. Where to? Okay. Oh, yep, it's an innuendo. Oh, yep. I had a feeling. Okay. I'll see if I can use the blend tool later without messing up the other shading. And here's something else I missed. Wait, no. Female hyenas. Yeah, I know where this is going. I've read about that. It's kind of terrifying when you think about it. Because especially when you consider that hyenas give birth out of places no being should ever give birth out of. Let's do this. And that was the wrong anti-aliasing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this soft eraser for this. There we go. Wait. I forgot this. Can't forget to render the eyes. Eye rendering is also fun. yes. That seems good. So all that's left is the shading and the line art coloring. Do any of you folks know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? I've tried. I think I have a cousin who can do that, though. How far did you get? I will be honest. I don't think I got anywhere close to solving it. Although I think I was like 10 or 11 at the time, so my memory is pretty spotty. But I do distinctly remember not solving it. If ever I retrieve it, though, I might have to ask my cousin to solve it. If you solved a lot of different puzzles... like, here's the thing. I can do jigsaw puzzles well enough, but, like... if it comes to things like Rubik's Cubes, I really don't think I can do stuff of that caliber, unfortunately. How's the comic going? It's going pretty good. I'm just finishing up shading, and then I think I might call it a night. Because this stream's been going for a hot minute. Originally, this was... because I had plans to just have this go for 2 hours, but, the drawing requests took up all of my... took up almost all of my initial allotted time, and I still really wanted to do some of the comic pages. Let me take another sip. Do you have a streaming schedule? I don't have a consistent streaming schedule yet. But I would like to do this more, so I'll see what I can put together, and maybe I can announce it in a community post or something. And I want to make more use of my Twitch channel too, because I'm also streaming simultaneously on there. It's been a long time since I tried the cube. Yeah, same. Let me do this. I feel like there's always at least one thing that I almost miss when it comes to shading and rendering and stuff. Let's do that. And So that... Okay. Hold on. I gotta deselect this first, never mind. Do you have a Discord? If so, that would be really helpful for announcements and stuff. I do have a Discord. I don't know if a server would be more useful for posting stream announcements. But I have been working on a server on and off that I've been wanting to launch. So with a little work that might be coming in the next few months. So yeah. Maybe I'll get to yap about particle physics, yes. Can't forget the smaller flame thingies here. That's gonna work. Okay. Oh, I almost missed this. I think I gotta do the ambient lighting too. There we go. Just have to add the little particle thingies and all the other finishing touches. It's the home stretch. Do like that. Can't forget the I think I'm just gonna wrong airbrush. Same energy as drawing on the wrong layer. But that's just how I feel. And do one more thing. Okay. So. Mission accomplished. Chamomile, are we plotting? I don't know what we're plotting, but yes. I would rather get stung by a tarantula, hawk, wasp, or a bully ant than a male platypus because it sucks. I've heard the tarantula hawk wasp sting is pretty bad. I would like to not be in platypus-inflicted pain for the next 8 years. Same. But that is everything on the itinerary that I wanted to accomplish, so maybe we can do a little recap and then wrap the stream up. So, wait, let me save this. There we go. So, we did some drawing requests, as you can see. This was a lovely stream. Yeah, it was. I feel like it went a little better than my last stream, but that's just my 2 cents. So, we did some drawing requests. At least all the ones that I had time for. And we did some comic panels. That's not the page that I wanted. Let's see if I can... Well, really, it was just shading some comic panels, because that's all I had time for. This was the other page. There we go. So, all in all, I would say mission accomplished. Very fun stream, yes. So, I think that's gonna do it for this stream. Because I gotta wind down and everything. It's only like 6 p.m. for me, but I might spend the rest of the night vibing and maybe drawing some stuff. When is my next stream? As I said, I think towards the beginning of the stream, my birthday is coming up in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, jeez. So I definitely want to do something for that occasion, but I usually have something special planned, so my birthday is on the 11th, so I might do a stream a little before or a little after that. I will keep everyone posted. I may do another stream like this where I just do drawing requests before that. Like I said, nothing is concrete, so I will, like, of course, stay tuned. I would say, like, community posts and social media is a good bet, because that is where you will most likely see the updates, and I just had a brain fart. But yeah, community posts, social media like Instagram, Blue Sky, Tumblr, things of that nature. If I ever have a consistent streaming schedule, I might just post it to Twitch, because it has a scheduling function, but that's only for if you're streaming every week at a certain time. So I might utilize that, I might not, who knows, but, yeah. No pressure if you don't feel or something comes, you don't know streaming anything. This is true. But yeah, that is going to do it for the stream. I hope everyone had a spaghetti-tastic time. Real quick, do you ever have commissions open? I don't have commissions open yet, but I want to do that in the next few months, because that's been a goal of mine. I will post an announcement when I get commissions up and running. But yeah, that is going to do it for the stream. Live, laugh, love spaghetti. And what else? Mother's spaghetti. Somebody touch on my spaghetti. Yes. But as I was saying, stay tuned for when I announce the next stream. Live, laugh, love spaghetti, as I said. And if anyone is new here and you want to see more stuff, I have all of my social medias linked in the description. And so I just had another brain fart. This is what 3 hours of streaming does, I guess. But yeah, check out my social media if you want to see more. Stay tuned. And I think that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on the flip side. Bye.